I think a lot of people put these limitations on themselves that they can't do this or they can't do that, and that's just not true. Your past doesn't equal your future, and you can do anything that you put your mind to. And I also think that people don't accomplish their goals because they're too worried about what other people think. And so, if I had listened to everyone who said you can't play football, you can't play Division 1, you can't do X, Y, or Z, I would never have tried. I would have never pushed through. I would have never gotten to where I got to. And that's what stops most people. Most people, listen to everyone else around them, and they don't take the steps needed because they're afraid. And when you can say, I don't care what anyone else thinks, I'm going to do this because I want to do this, then you're much more likely to take action and succeed.
Aaron, you're an entrepreneur, keynote speaker. You were the first legally blind athlete to play in a Division 1 game. You're former NFL free agent, host of the Blind Ambition podcast. You've spoken on many TEDx stages and much more, man. Thank you for your time. I appreciate it.
Yeah, looking forward to being here with you, Erik.
I like to kick things off by going back a bit. Like, where did you grow up? What was childhood like for you, man?
Yeah, born in Massachusetts, outside of Boston. Normal childhood. Was born legally blind. No vision in my right eye, very limited in my left. Tried every sport under the book. Did whatever I could to, find an opportunity for myself to play, and was never good at any of them. Always picked last. Always struggled in different areas. Didn't have the confidence, and eventually I found the right fit for me, and I found football.
Come on. Yeah, I think I read you started football in 7th grade. What was it about
Correct.
football that kind of made you want to get into that game? And what was the reaction from your parents when you told them, hey, I want to go do football?
Yeah, I mean, it was obviously a sport I always loved watching and enjoyed it a lot. Parents, coaches, everyone was really concerned in the beginning, but for me, it was I wanted to do something fun. I wanted to be in a team environment. I wanted to do something athletic, and so, that's what it was like for me in the beginning. No, I wasn't good at all. Didn't play a ton, but in the beginning, for me, it was that stage where it's, how do you learn, grow, and get better every single day, and help your team.
Come on. Yeah, that's a great mentality to have, man. I mean, you end up going to Lane, you become, like I said, first legally blind athlete to play in the D1. You're captain of your team senior year. You go on to be a free agent for the NFL there. D1 football is no joke. But what fears did you have walking on that field for the first time your sophomore year?
I didn't, and it's because long snapping is such a muscle memory position, and I knew that I had my teammates around me. I knew that I had done this tens of thousands of times, and you know, I had to just relax and take a deep breath because the biggest issue with a long snapper is if you go out on the field and you are extremely excited or extremely nervous, you're either going to roll the ball back or throw it way over the holder or punter's head. And so for me, it was go out there, take a deep breath, relax, realize that I've done this thousands and thousands of times, and just snap a perfect ball and then block.
Come on. And then they call you out on October 3rd, 2015. You get to go in for your first game. What's going on through your mind at that point?
Well, exactly what I just explained. That
Yeah.
was the first game, the first opportunity. It was I've done this thousands of times, and it's the same thing every single time. It's I know what I'm doing. I know I'm going to deliver a perfect snap, and I'm just going to go out there and do what I do every single day in practice.
Come on. Tell me about the Golub goggles.
So I don't call them anything. It's just a pair of goggles. I don't know who
Yeah.
who coined that or said that, but when I was younger,
That's awesome.
a teacher or coach or eye doctor, I forget who, made a pair of goggles that essentially simulates my vision, and it
Okay.
was to show teachers, coaches, friends uh, what my vision looked like and give them a sense so they could understand better. And it's essentially just simulates what my vision looks like as best as possible.
Yeah. I heard that on a video, I think on your website. It might have been done by the school there. So that's the term they coined. I think that's awesome. I mean, on your website, you mentioned your goal is to show others that it doesn't matter what you're fighting or what their perceived limitations are. Anything is achievable with hard work and tuning out the judgment of others. Man, I love this, dude. How did you mentally get through perceived limitations that you put on yourself? And how did you handle judgment from others, man?
Yeah, I think a lot of people put these limitations on themselves that they can't do this or they can't do that, and that's just not true. Your past doesn't equal your future, and you can do anything that you put your mind to. And I also think that people don't accomplish their goals because they're too worried about what other people think. And so, if I had listened to everyone who said you can't play football, you can't play Division 1, you can't do X, Y, or Z, I would never have tried. I would have never pushed through. I would have never gotten to where I got to. And that's what stops most people. Most people, listen to everyone else around them, and they don't take the steps needed because they're afraid. And when you can say, I don't care what anyone else thinks, I'm going to do this because I want to do this, then you're much more likely to take action and succeed.
Yeah. Come on, man. Oh, that's awesome. I love that. When you're speaking with companies and teams that are underperforming or running into problems, is there a common theme that you see or challenges across the board? And how do you kind of get them to break through those challenges?
Yeah, it really depends on the organization and what I'm brought in to work with, whether it's overcoming adversity, leadership development, diversity, inclusion, increasing performance, things like that. But I think an overarching area is, people aren't, clear on what they want. They don't have the, belief and the vision for where they want to go, and they don't have the right roadmap to overcome the adversities and the challenges that are there. And working with them through my talks, through my workshop, through my consulting, that, creating those right pathways, creating the opportunities, creating the structure for them to not only increase performance within their team and increase that ability to overcome adversity, but in turn, that all leads to business growth and allows them to, become more profitable, get more revenue, create new opportunities for themselves.
Yeah, it's good, man. That's good stuff for sure. Uh, what do you think is the greatest skill that a human can have?
I think the ability to keep getting up when they fail. Most people fail once or fail 15 times or 27 times and, you know, stay down. And I'd say 99.9% of people try something 15 times and give up, but they don't realize that on the 52nd time they were going to succeed, and if they had just kept going, they would have built an incredible business or had an amazing relationship, or gotten that offer from a school that they didn't know that was out there. And I think it's just keep going, because when you're able to bounce back from that, you're able to create something great.
Yeah, absolutely. With everything that you've got going on in regards to like your business and consulting firm and coaching and thing and speaking all over the place, you've got this level of success. What is it that drives you to continue to be successful at this point?
Yeah, I guess there's two sides to that question. Obviously the number one is I want to help and impact as many people as possible. That's really, what drives me within talks, within working with companies and organizations. But at the end of the day, I'm in business for business. I want to build a very profitable and revenue generating company. I don't want to build a company that does six figures. I don't want to build a company that does seven figures. I want to build an 8, 9 figure company and legacy and brand for myself that, is a leader in the industry. And I'm not going to stop till I get there.
Mm, I love it. I mean, when you were in college, I think you got your degree in like financial investments, right? In when you're not involved in that now, you've walked away and you're doing this full time as your business, correct?
Yeah, so after school, I went into the world of finance, was a financial advisor in wealth management, and built a business there, as well as built a business as a speaker. Realized that my goal out of college was I wanted to build a business in finance that I was managing $1 billion of people's assets, and that was a great idea. And at first, I enjoyed it, but then I was like, you know what, I really don't want this to be my career. I don't want to look back at 60 years old and be doing this, and I'd rather build other cool businesses. And so right now, I'm really focused on what I'm doing with speaking, with consulting, with workshops. But I love entrepreneurship. I've been
Yeah.
involved in other ventures that I'm currently not involved with, but have helped people get off the ground and things like that. And down the road, I will get involved in other businesses and start other things as well, and opportunities that I like and see. But for the time being, I'm laser focused on this, and it's the right path for me. It's something that I want to build, and really excited for where everything's been and where it's going.
Come on. As we get into as we get into 2023, we're heading into the end of 2022 right now. What are you most excited about for next year, man?
Yeah, I think there were a lot of ups and downs in the business world, this year. Not in the sense of revenue necessarily for me, but for certain partnerships that I had, certain businesses outside of my main one that I was involved with and helped people with, and have left, and not for any no bad blood there or anything, just wasn't the right time or worth my time in the current stage of my life. And so there were some distractions, I think, during parts of this year, and now there aren't anymore. And so there have been a lot of shifts over the past few months, over the past few weeks specifically, and I think the next 12 months are going to be insanely massive for me, where my business, my brand, my name is going to grow incredibly well because I'm not focused on those outside things, on those outside areas. And, yes, down the road, I love business. Like I said, I plan to buy businesses down the road. I plan to invest in businesses. I plan to start other businesses. But the next 12 months are focused 100% on what I'm doing. And I plan to become a top name in the industry 12 months from now.
Come on, man. That's awesome. I love that. I love that. Interesting question to always ask, but what's your message to the world, man?
Yeah, the biggest message there is understand that things in life truly happen for you. And when you use them to the right way, you can accomplish anything. And so I say all the time, I'm so thankful, I'm so grateful I was born legally blind because it's allowed me to do incredible things, meet amazing people, and have outstanding opportunities. And if I wasn't legally blind, I wouldn't be where I am today. And when you can look at your life with that perspective, with that side of gratitude, you can overcome anything out there.
Yeah. Come on. I love it. You mentioned something earlier about like, our past doesn't define our future, man. And I love that because, I came from that broken home. I came from the addiction. I was in jail at 18, banked up at 21, like that's craziness that happened in my past. But once I decided that I was like, nope, I'm changing things. It was a change of mindset. And I just started surrounding myself with the right people. How important is it for people to get around people that they want to be like? Like I always say, go surround yourself with people that are living the life that you want to live.
Yeah. I think that there are truths to that. I don't necessarily think it's a necessity, but I think there's truths to that. And so if you can surround yourself with those people, absolutely. But just because you surround yourself with those people doesn't mean you're going to become those people.
Totally.
You need to personally do the work and put in the time and put in the effort. And so like, yes, I have certain mentors that, I look up to, that I become close with, that are, in the industry that I'm in and further along than I am. And, because of that, it's helped me tremendously. But that being said, like those relationships are not the things that's going to make me a top 10 speaker in the world or one of the world's, grow my businesses or, establish a name for myself and things like that. What's going to do that is the time and effort that I put in every day. Now, will that potentially fast track it? Absolutely. But I think people focus too much on the external and they focus on the people around them when they need to be focused more on what are they doing to achieve their goals.
Yep. Come on. Oh, that's awesome, man. I love to end the show with a fun question. I'm a big music guy. So I'd love to ask a question like, what's a favorite band for you, or do you have a favorite type of music you like to listen to?
So I don't have a favorite band. I listen to lots of different types of music. Depends on the mood I'm in, whether it's like rap or pop to rock or country, things like that. That's always been a tough question for me, honestly, because I don't have a favorite. It's like, am I lifting weights and putting on something that's more heavy like rock? Am I relaxing at home with my girlfriend and cooking dinner? Am I, in the car driving to something with people? Like I don't really have a favorite artist, a favorite band. I like the music that is in the right sense for the mood that I'm in. That's always been and I know people probably hate that answer, but that's been a tough question for me always.
Oh, that's a great answer, dude. I think everybody's so different, man. And I think you're right, dude. I think if you're lifting, I got to have the heavy weight or heavy music going, man. I can't just have the chill out. So totally understand. Aaron, it's such an honor to have you on my show, man. I love your message. I love what you got going on, man. I'm so stoked to see you continue to change lives, man, through your program, through your business, man. And thank you again for the time for joining me on the show, man. Truly an honor, man.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for having me.
Hey, thank you so much for checking out the show today. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to take a listen or a watch. It's truly an honor to be able to speak with such amazing guests, and I hope that they've made an impact on your life in some way, shape, or form. And you can do me one big favor that would be huge. Click that subscribe button, and then second favor, hit that share button. Thank you so much for taking the time. I appreciate you. Keep changing the world. I believe in you.